Wow, what is up, guys? What a freaking mess the last few days have been. Holy smokes. What we're witnessing is the red clay starting to tire out our little players' legs. Coupled with this, most players know that Roland Garros is right around the corner and they need to rest and reserve. And that starts to creep into your favorite player's mind, quite frankly. Walkovers, unforced errors, and upsets. That's what the last 48 hours was full of. So when you're staking, you need to stake less and you need to make your plays a lot more simplistic until the market rebalances. The lines adjust, you adjust. It's no different. Yes, all of you got burned in the last few days, and yes, we did too. But it's really about how quickly you adjust and how you do so. So that being said, let's tiptoe into the Monday slate meticulously before we get any more tar on our wings. Now, this report is brought to you by the Super Tennis Discord, where we give you the 1, 2, 3 so you can plug in the 4, 5, 6. If you want to join the Discord, personal plays from myself and my mods. We have 24/7 tennis chatter, daily slips, and reports that just honestly help you beat the market. The info is in the description to join. Now we have the first on the docket from the report. Let's get into it. Yes, we have Sinner versus the Australian Popyrin. Listen, Popyrin has been, he looks great as of late. He looks focused. He looks hungry. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to pull up an upset, but at the very least, we'll find some value lying around this match. Sinner has looked sharp against Offner, and I kind of predict it's going to be slightly choppier, just in sense of getting through this one. However, he will handle this. This is what I'm interested in, though. I am interested in the Popyrin 5.5 games over line. You could pair this with Sinner to have most aces, but right now the 5.5 games over line is sitting at -138. I think that is very doable for Popyrin. Popyrin has been working to kind of get back into regular form, and his last 2 wins are impressive, offing Bertini, and then he just off Mensik in 3 sets, and he just looked very positive during that match. My main takeaway watching him, he's starting to believe. So consider this a possible spot for tomorrow. 5.5 over 5.5 games for Popyrin. Onward to Caboli versus Tarante. This match is about to be an absolute fucking shit show. Caboli is riding high. It's his birthday week. He's playing at home, but Tarante is making a case for being a top four clay player who's outside the top 10, and we both know Caboli right now is outside the top 10. As good as we know he's playing, all data set points, I'd say this is going to be a dogfight. That's what this is pointing to. Few possible looks here for sure. And if you're asking me about the money line with a match like this, I don't think you've been learning or listening from me. So let's get to it. Possible plays for Caboli, Tarante. The over looks like it's a really solid play. If you want to take an alternative over, that's a possible too. An aggressive spread with Tarante for a parlay piece, that could work. Now, depending on the value, will determine if it's a parlay piece or not. But at the end of the day, this match is going to be a heavy sweat. Hence, the reason we're staying away from the money line. It's not too much else to discuss here. So let's move on and see what the rest of the slate has to offer. We have Navone versus Medvedev. Now, if the Spider-Man meme existed, these last 2 matches I've spoken about would be pointing at each other like this. Twinning! Look, it's you! It's you! You! Now, what we have here is a top 3 clay player outside the top 10, and a player, I would say, who's also on a Cinderella run. The question is, when is the slipper going to fly off? At the same time, we could say Navone is on one of these runs too. He just discarded the 4th seed in a 3-hour battle in the sandpit with Felix, and Felix starting to cramp. It was a great match, honestly. The balls coming off both of those players' strings were just amazing, and you can just tell this match is going to be emotionally charged. So it'd be sensible to run something like a spread with Medvedev to cover, or an alternative over. Now, if you want exact plays, you'll have to hit up the Discord, but that's what I would kind of suggest for this match. Now, last but not least, and I would assume we would have our first kind of clear money line call of the day for the Monday slate. That being said, it should hold some value. This is the reason we're kind of looking at it. We have TFO versus Pellegrino. Sounds like he's drinking water, but here we go. Now, Pellegrino just had a walkover, but if we saw how Foe finessed himself out of that L against Buse, it was extremely impressive. And TFO's line being at I think it's minus 250, it would mean I'd maybe bring out a 1.5 unit stake. That being said, it's far from my favorite unit on the board. We can kind of cook up a lotto play for you guys if you want after all of this report, just for fun. Let's see what everyone's offering right now. Just give me a second here. I'm gonna do this on the fly for the first time, so it might take me a moment, but let's see what we can do. A money line lotto ticket for you guys at the end of this little report. So we have, let's start off here. If I had to pick up every money line on the slate for tomorrow, this is what I do. Let's look at this. Sorry, guys. Here we go. We got Rublev versus Fokina. I'm taking the over on that match. Then we have Nakashima versus Bashvili. Just had a breakthrough win against Shelton, which was extremely just surprising. Again, I'd leave that match alone. I would not include it in the parlay. Then we go to Flavio Tarante. I'd take the over there. I'd take the money line with TFO. I'd take Sinner and straight sets with Poprin. Then I'd take the over with Navone. And then Lundalance and Bellucci, I leave alone. No clue what's going to happen there. And then I take the money line with Daniel Medvedev. So, again, just replay the video if you know what I said, because I'm not going to say that again. If you want to get into the Discord, get reports, actual slips, chat with other members from around the world just to help you kind of get a gist and just get better at this game we call tennis betting. It's very, I wouldn't say tricky, but once you get a hold of it, one-on-one sports are a lot easier to bet on than team sports. There's just so many variables in team sports as opposed to just a one-on-one sport. That being said, Tennis Director Wheeler out, and if this video gets 20 likes, 10 comments, I'm going to let 2 people in for free. That being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers, guys. Peace.
This is the tennis show you didn't know you needed. We decode the players, we expose what actually wins matches, and we do it in a way nobody else dares to do. If you want hype, if you want honesty, if you want the deepest tennis brain in the game, you're in the right place. Welcome.
Fuck your hoe, cause she like that. Yeah, bitch, fat ass pretty, I might wife that. Niggas swear they pimpin', Scotty sippin', get your wife back. How you